Welcome to Let's Go Racing. I'm Dani Gibson, joined by Dick Jerardi. We're coming to you right from our Parx Racing studio. Happy 4th of July weekend. On today's show, we talk about the passing of the incredible legend Dwayne Lukas and his enormous impact on horse racing. We're back racing at Parx. Lots of local and stakes races from around the country to recap, but thoughts and prayers go out to all that love the coach and just his impact as a trailblazer in horse racing is going to just have that on generations to come.
Yeah, no question, Dani. It will never be the same. Look, he was huge here at Parx. He won the last Pennsylvania Derby in 2024 with Seize the Gray, which was huge. But you know what? His impact on the sport, and Jay Pribman wrote about this on DRF.com, and I thought it was really relevant to what we're dealing with. He really remade the Triple Crown. The Triple Crown was always big. It got bigger in the 80s and the 90s because of Wayne Lukas, and now, of course, it's the biggest thing in the sport. And at Churchill Downs, the Monday after Wayne passed away, tribute to Wayne, that's his pony on the racetrack. Took him out on the racetrack just to say, hey, this is Wayne. And I don't know, maybe a year or so ago, Wayne wrote this great poem in his own words, Running Out of Time. Here's Wayne.
I woke up today with a troubled and uneasy mind, only to realize that this wonderful life I was living was running out of time. Am I a poet with a verse that would not rhyme, or a simple dancer a step and a half behind? I thought of all the ups and downs in life, so very real and strong, knowing that God has blessed me in every way as I struggle and work to move along. So today, I will love each and every one as if they were truly mine, as I realize and know I'm running out of time.
Yeah, I mean, Wayne wasn't just a trainer, he was a mentor to a lot and just a pioneer in horse racing, just excellence and impacted a lot of people. Here's our PTHA Executive Director, Jeff Maddie, on Dwayne Lukas.
You know, I think I speak for every horseman, not only at Parx and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, but across the country. Dwayne Lukas changed thoroughbred racing today. I think Dwayne Lukas paved the way for a lot of the trainers that are in the sport. Some of the top names to the smaller names, he really affected everyone throughout the country. So it's a sad day in thoroughbred racing, but I think when we look back and you look back at Dwayne's time, especially here at Parx during Pennsylvania Derby weeks, I think you can get some joy and some laughter from the smiles, the tales, and the jokes that he provided when he was here. So we can find comfort knowing that he's in a better place and that his legacy will live on forever, especially here at Parx during Pennsylvania Derby week, and the trainers that were able to speak to him and get some wisdom from him. I think they'll carry that with them for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, heartfelt condolences to his family and friends, and he will be missed. I know we will miss him in his presence here at the Pennsylvania Derby, and how excited we would be when we know the horses were pulling in and you could see that logo on the truck and trailer, and he just elevated everything he did.
No question. It was always a highlight of him coming in and Bruce and I getting to talk to him at the stable area, and I'll never forget our final conversation here at Parx last year, and then my final conversation with Wayne, and I wrote about it, was the Thursday before the Preakness, and he seemed the same as ever, and that's how I'll always remember him.
A legend. Absolutely. Well, let's get to some local racing. We're going to take a look at Wednesday's 7th race. This is a pretty salty field here. Optional claiming a few in for that $75,000 tag, going 6 furlongs, running for $50,000. And Son of Thor, well-deserving post-time favorite.
How could he not be? Michael Pino, Paco Lopez. I mean, you talk about hot and hot. Both of them on fire.
And Pino's second choice with Cogetta Pati, Michael Sanchez aboard.
Of course he's second choice. He's first and second choice. And which Pinot will win? That's really the only question. Or will he win at all?
Might get an upset. Here it is, Wednesday 7th.
Leading the way, Cohello Pati. He has a clear-cut advantage as they head towards the far turn. Cohello Pati, Son of Thor, looms in second. Then it's Alchemism, followed by Wyatt Hunter. Right wing runner at the back, Analog Jones, and still with the lead, Cohello Pati, but Son of Thor gaining with every stride. Alchemism's under a drive. He's in third. Then it's Analog Jones. He's making a move from off the pace. He's in fourth. Right wing runner. The back now is Wyatt Hunter, and with the lead, Cohello Pati, but Son of Thor up to confront him. They hit the top of the stretch in tandem, and coming up the inside with a big rally, Analog Jones. He's coming up the inside, making up ground. Son of Thor has a tenuous lead. Analog Jones up to confront. Analog Jones now takes over, coming right back, Son of Thor, 16th left, Analog Jones kicking clear of Son of Thor, and Analog Jones gets the win.
Analog Jones up the rail for owner breeder Swilcon Stables. They are the famous silks from Vequist who won the Breeders' Cup and look 17-1. This horse had a promising start as a 2-year-old, and he's back as a 3-year-old. And I heard Butch say something big after the race. PA Derby, here we come.
That was really impressive. I mean, we talked about the two favorites, right, who had good paper coming in, and Analog Jones just blew them away. Wish I knew something about this beforehand. 17-1, Danny. Didn't have Analog Jones, unfortunately.
We have lots of good odds to talk about from Wednesday at Parx, and we have more racing for you just on the other side of this break from Let's Go Racing.
Our daydreaming girl, she's found her stride. She's getting in gear.
Some call you the Sultan of Slots. Others, the Baron of Baccarat. The rest, just Meemaw.
I'm tapped in. I'm tapped in.
But no matter who you are, you know there's always another way to win on the Parx app. New casino users score up to $1,000 bonus back in their first 24 hours. Take those pearls, Meemaw.
The question a lot of people are asking themselves these days is, do I buy new or do I buy pre-owned? Here's what I'll tell you. New car inventories are still low and new car prices are still high. However, with the certified pre-owned Nissan at Chapman Nissan, we have a huge selection and you can save thousands over new. Plus a 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, roadside assistance, 1-year prepaid maintenance, and so much more. And not for nothing. Can you really tell the difference? I can't.
Racehorses are pampered.
Treated with care and loved.
Nothing is more important than their health and their safety.
We do right by them.
And they do right by us.
The hard-working folks
who proudly earn our living.
In Pennsylvania's horse racing
and breeding industries.
Horse racing is a lot of fun.
But it's so much more.
It provides tens of thousands of jobs.
Jobs. And billions in economic impact each year.
All across the Commonwealth.
Horse racing in Pennsylvania. It's a winner.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parx Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at Parx is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
Welcome back, everybody, to Let's Go Racing. We're going to get to some more racing from Parx. Taking a look at Wednesday's 9th. This is fillies and mares. 7 furlongs is the distance, $42,000 on the line. Post-time favorite is a nice filly for Lou Linder, Our Daydreaming Girl.
Now, hasn't run since late February, Danny, but was a good 4th in a stake at Laurel. Before that, a good 2nd in a stake at Aqueduct. So, on paper, if she's good, she's the one to beat.
Well, she's going to have to contend with Delicate, who was a really nice claim for the Moscow barn with a few wins behind her.
Yeah, Jack Armstrong, Bobby Moscow, these guys, they've won a few races together here, haven't they?
Those black and lime silks, we love them. Here it is, the fillies and mares on Wednesday's 9th.
Delicate has shaken them off for now as they head down the backstretch. Delicate has the lead. Captain Weiner, Polecat to the outside. She's in 3rd. Then it's Our Daydreaming Girl with the big blaze. She's 4th. I Am Rue is 5th. Merlot has 1 beat, and that's Boutwell Time to the outside. They continue on and head towards the far turn, and Delicate, she leads the way. She has an uncontested lead. Our Daydreaming Girl, she's found her stride. She's getting in gear, coming up the rail. She's taken that 2nd spot. Polecat hanging tough. Captain Weiner shuffled back to 4th. Then on the outside, Boutwell Time. I Am Ruin at the back still is Merlot, and Delicate leads the way, but she has a challenger coming. There's a 1/4 mile left, and on the outside, Our Daydreaming Girl full of run. Delicate fights on to the inside. Our Daydreaming Girl goes right on by. Our Daydreaming Girl has the lead to the inside. Merlot, she's getting in gear late. She's trying to reel her in, but it is Our Daydreaming Girl. She's opening up. Merlot's in 2nd, chasing gamely, but Our Daydreaming Girl putting on a show here. There's a 16th left, and Our Daydreaming Girl much the best.
Our Daydreaming Girl, she got to run at home, first time Lasix. She just drew off with a really impressive win. Lou Linder was just tickled.
Should have been. Look, she's a stakes horse. There might be a stakes win in her future. I mean, wins by 7 and change. Danny could not have been more impressive off the layoff. She's going to have a big year.
Yeah, and these owners, Brand Jam and David Clark, they get some really nice horses.
Yes, they do.
They have deep pockets.
Good thing to have.
Let's get to some national races. We're going to the Jersey Shore, Monmouth Park. 3-year-old fillies in the Merrifield Stakes, 6 furlongs. We have local horses we're looking out for, but Chad Brown has the post-time favorite, Laird.
Of course he does. He's Chad Brown. Ran once, won by almost 8, and why wouldn't he be favored? But Parx horse is always dangerous, Danny.
Yeah, and a name you guys are familiar with, Beyond Belief, used to be in the Ed Coletti barn, now with Kelly Breen, second choice, but look out for Uriah St. Louis and Volleyball Princess, Lou Linder. We just talked about
our
him.
man Lou Linder, Volleyball Princess is 7, not too late for Uriah's the 8. Check it out.
Beyond Belief's going to stride ahead. Volleyball Princess second, not too late alongside, and Laird is taken back to 4th. She was on the lead in the first Lifetime race. Today she's 4th, stalking the pace, getting some experience behind 3 runners who line up on the lead. Big gap of 6 to tip line as they're half mile left to go here. Beyond Belief, neck in front. Volleyball Princess between horses, not too late in the 3 path going into the turn, and they pull 3 clear of Laird, who's come under a ride now. Sammy Camacho wants her to get going. She's in an all-out drive, but the other 3 are still clear of her. And on the outside, here's a nice run coming from the long shot. Not too late. Not too late at the top of the lane, trying to give this field the slip here. Beyond Belief is second. Volleyball Princess tired on the grandstand side, but she's still trying. And Laird is trying to run on here. She's still 2 behind with a furlong to go. Not too late, drifting towards the center of the course. Volleyball Princess right behind, continues to chug along. Laird is third, but it looks like she's beaten. She is coming to the finish. Not too late. Here's Volleyball Princess. Not too late.
Not too late is just impressive here to get the win. Sonny Leone aboard. Now, Sonny Leone rode here at Parx, so has a good connection with Parx.
Yep.
Uriah never disappoints, 8-1. Volleyball Princess, I thought she was the best here. I didn't think she had a great trip. I know Lou Linder, we talked about it extensively. He said he can't even watch the replay anymore.
Understood. Yeah, not too late got the first run, and Sonny was able to open up, and that's why Volleyball got beat. But she ran great. That was win number 1,000 for Sonny Leone, Danny, but really the other 999 are just wins. My man, 2022 Kentucky Derby. He'll never forget it. Neither will we.
We were there on the turf course with Sonny. Pretty cool stuff. Well, let's go up to Penn National. This is PA-bred fillies and mares in the Leaford Stakes. This is on the turf. A mile and 16th is the distance. The favorite is Princess Javancia, Elizabeth Merriman.
Yeah, love when Liz Merriman comes in anytime with any of her horses. She's just such a good trainer.
Kentucky Derby winning trainer Michael Matz sends out Lady Out of the Blue, second choice.
How about my man Michael Matz, the great Barbaro?
Here it is, the Leaford.
So onto the backstretch and through a blazing opening quarter mile of 22.26 seconds. The top 2 really duking it out here. It's Nature's Candy and Getaway Palace locked in battle up the backstretch, and they're 4 clear of the others. Stern Chaser follows them in third. Princess Javancia, 4th after a 46.47 half mile. Then Lady Out of the Blue, who's gaining ground 3 wide as they start to catch up to these top 2 up front. Corinna in behind horses has 4 lengths to gain, and then Jean Marie to the inside. So around the turn they go. Nature's Candy, Getaway Palace, they're still the top 2. These 2 have been side by side throughout, and they still have a 2-length lead, but Corinna is strong and right in behind them. She's going to need a spot to go as they come to the top of the stretch. Corinna going to try to sneak through and has plenty of room on the rail and comes charging through to take the lead at the top of the stretch. Corinna to the front with 1 furlong to run, and then comes Getaway Palace trying to hang in there. Princess Javancia is next on the outside, followed by Nature's Candy, but it's Corinna under a rail skimming ride from Tyler Connor to win the Leafard.
Well, it was the other Michael Matz filly, Corinna, getting the win. Look, Tyler Connor, that is his home track. He knows that turf course, that dirt course in and out, and it just showed it. He was all over, but Jeannie Marie, she really rallied for second.
Yeah, the inside was pretty good that night. Corinna came right up the rail. Tyler Connor was on a roll, and Jean Marie, who was the horse that got Butch Reed win number 1,000. Really, I thought ran well her second try on the turf. They're going to probably keep her on. A lot of options, turf, dirt, whatever for Jean Marie.
Yeah, she's just a stone-cold runner, as we like to say. Well, let's stay up at Penn National. Pennsylvania Breds and the Alphabet Soup Stakes. This is also on the turf going the mile and 16th. Now, Brittany Russell sends up favorite F35, Irad Ortiz.
Yeah, I bet Irad was up there to ride in the Penn Mile and the Penn Oaks, but it's always nice when you can get Irad.
Well, he's got to deal with the cool local horse, Fierce and Strong, for Mike Savaggio.
Yeah, and our man Tyler Connor, and watch out. Horses on the lead are always dangerous, Danny, but keep an eye too on the 2, Dylan's Ruby for John Service.
Onto the backstretch, and Fierce and Strong is all alone, opening up by 6 lengths on the field as they continue their journey up the backstretch. Fierce and Strong runs a half mile in a taxing 45.26 seconds and maintains a 5.5 length lead. Dylan's Ruby tracks in second. Sakatumi is third to the inside. Fletcher is fourth. Behind them, the pair of Sharp Tones and Major Thomas on the outside. In the meanwhile, we look back to F35, who's still a long way behind, has to be 15 lengths off the lead as they make their way around the far turn. Can Fierce and Strong keep on going here? 3/4 in 109.21 seconds, and Fierce and Strong turns for home with a 5-length lead here at the top of the stretch. Coming to the 8th pole, still well in the clear by 4. Dylan's Ruby is second. A lot of work to do for F35, who's down the center of the track, but Fierce and Strong is still there. Trying to close the gap is Dylan's Ruby with a late run on the outside. Here's the wire. Very close.
Fierce and Strong is just so game, loves the turf course, love Penn National, and Tyler Connor just really putting on a riding clinic.
And was holding on. Dylan's Ruby for John Service and Frankie Pennington closing fast at 30-1, missed by a nose.
Me and Miguel were riding hard with Frankie because we're always rooting for Frankie and John Service. Well, let's go down to Laurel Park, the $125,000 deputed testimony stakes, a mile and an eighth. Favorite is the cool Post Time.
He's 1-10. This is Brittany Russell, Sheldon Russell. We know how good this horse is. Speediness, awfully cool, down from Parx to see if they can do anything about Post Time. Good luck. Here's Dave Rodman.
Speediness to catch. Awfully cool in pursuit. Post Time remains in third position and trying to gather momentum from third on the inside. As 3 furlongs left to go. Speediness, Awfully Cool ridden for a little more. Post Time is right there in third position, down in sight of Awfully Cool as they reach toward the quarter pole at the top of the stretch. And so Speediness is that leader, the one to catch still from Awfully Cool. Post Time is now set down just to the inside of Awfully Cool. Has daylight in between horses to try to quicken on, does Post Time. Speediness is game though. Speediness, Post Time, Awfully Cool there on the outside still. And it is Post Time. Post Time, a 16th to go, takes off with Sheldon Russell, coasting away in the deputed testimony.
Post Time always on the bridle. Listen to Sheldon Russell, luckily, but just was much the best here. This horse is so cool and pretty nice Maryland bred.
1.3 million, ran a great second in the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile. What a neat horse. Look, I thought the Parx horses ran fine. Speediness made the lead, faded a little bit to third. Awfully Cool, just doesn't run bad races, came on to be second. If you're second and third to Post Time, that's like winning.
Absolutely. Let's go fillies and mares down at Laurel Park in the Almond North Stakes, 6.5 furlongs, $125,000 on the line. And look, St. Benedict's Prep for Linda Rice gets Johnny V in the iron.
Yeah, I've had Johnny V at 6-5. That's always a nice guy to have on your side.
Yeah, and Mike Moore has Alani, but Easy Red second choice. Here's the call of the Almond North.
Leading the way is Happy Clouds. Happy Clouds at a good clip. Leads it by some 2 lengths. Happy Clouds is that leader. Now Easy Red makes a solid run from the second spot. Down inside is Alani in third. Fiona's Magic is right there. St. Benedict's Prep is last and now taken to the outside about the 2 or 3 path. Into the far turn. The pace has been sharp. Sharp by this long shot Happy Clouds. Opening quarter 22 seconds flat. And so it's Happy Clouds leading the way. Easy Red is second. St. Benedict's Prep on the outside. Now try to motor on home. Here's St. Benedict's Prep and Easy Red. They're coming at Happy Clouds to the top of the stretch. The half is a sharp 45 2/5 of a second. They turn for home. St. Benedict's Prep. Easy Red right there. Easy Red is trying to battle. St. Benedict's Prep got the jump though. And St. Benedict's Prep with furlong left to go has the lead by a length in front from Easy Red in second. St. Benedict's Prep's trying to hold sway on that left lead. A 16th of a mile left to go from Easy Red in second. Here comes Alani into third. Almost second on the outside. St. Benedict's Prep to win.
Well, you knew Johnny V wasn't going down there for nothing.
No.
Nice win from St. Benedict's Prep, but what a rally from Alani.
Came closing fast. Look, she's been very good for the Michael Moore stable, which is having another terrific season.
It's time for us to go to another break. When we come back, we have best of the rest. We're going to Churchill Downs for Stephen Foster Day. You don't want to miss it.
Turning for Home is a nonprofit that has provided for over 4,000 former racehorses with a safe retirement.
These brave warriors do so much for the fans, and we want to make sure they're taken care of.
It's a group effort by all the owners and the trainers, and we've helped so many horses.
Responding to the need of a better system that addressed the uncertain future for the retirement of the equine population at Parx Racing, the PTHA rallied horsemen to support the program.
It's awesome. I mean, these are the things that we deal with every day that put us into the game and make the game great. Without the horses, we have nothing.
Turning for Home became the first on-track retirement program at a year-round racetrack.
Aftercare, it takes all of us, and every single person is responsible for it. These horses give us everything on the track. It's up to us to give them everything off the track.
If you would like to help these amazing animals find a great second career and forever home, please contact us at turningforhome.org.
This is Parx.
This is how you roll, this is how it goes. This is how you pop, this is how you rock. Take a chance, do a dance, little romance. This is how you win. This is how you excite, this is how you all night. 360 hit me, now we're going all in. I can feel it calling, the crowd, the light, the night, the sights, the vibe is right. This is how you. This is
Parx, Pennsylvania's #1 casino experience. This is how you win.
Welcome back, everybody, to Let's Go Racing. Now it's time to see who this week's Jockey of the Week is. Congratulations to Michael Sanchez, who keeps his lead in the jockey standings with another 6-win week. Michael's riding at the top. Sky's the limit for this talented rider, making him our Jockey of the Week, sponsored by NovaCare, the power of physical therapy. Let's see who got the Trainer of the Week honors, brought to you by the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Congratulations, Kate DeMasi, this week's Trainer of the Week. Multiple wins here at Parx and all in-the-money finishes here at Mid-Atlantic Tracks. The PTHA proudly partners with the Tunnel to Towers Foundation to bring you this week's Trainer of the Week. Time for another Turning for Home family photo. This is Riverview hanging with her friends, going on a ride. She's actually available for adoption through Safe Haven Equine right here in Percy, Pennsylvania. Kate Goldenberg, she just does a wonderful job. Turning for Home's lucky to have her a partner farm. You need a filly to take a ride on?
Absolutely. My yard might not be quite big enough, but we'll give it a try. We'll saddle up.
Well, let's get to Best of the Rest at Churchill Downs. This is the Grade 2 Florida Lee Stakes, $500,000, and the great Thorpedo Anna is back.
Yeah, it's the return of Thorpedo Anna after the one bad race she's ever had. Was that a fluke? Yeah, it was a fluke. Look at her. She's second, and she just blows the field away. She's back. She's Thorpedo Anna. Already mapped out the rest of the schedule. Go to Saratoga, then back to Keeneland for the Spinster, and then to the Breeders' Cup. And Kenny said the Distaff or the Classic.
Ooh.
We'll see.
She's so fun to root on. Congratulations to her. Let's go to the $1 million Grade 1 Stephen Foster. This is a stacked field. Lots of good horses here.
No question. You got the last year's Derby winner, Mystic Dan. You got the really talented Mind Frame, who's right in the race the whole way. He's the 2-horse. And you got last year's Breeders' Cup Classic winner, Sierra Leone, closing. Is Mind Frame going to hold on? Sierra Leone going to get there? Mind Frame, what a cool horse he is. 2 of the best older horses in the country, just ran 1-2.
And Mind Frame, a Maryland bred, what a nice horse. Look forward to see him go towards the Breeders' Cup Classic. What a race that'll be.
Probably the Whitney, maybe against stablemate Fierceness. That would be fun.
What a race that'll be. Well, let's go to this week's PTHA Trophy race. It was Tuesday's 5th race, going a mile. And you see our old man, Lord Wins-A-Lot, in the inside, but Fenwick Jack's going to roll by.
Yeah, you don't get 4-1 on Michael Pino much these days, Danny, but easy winner here by 3.5. And I wrote about Michael and the entire first half, trainers and jockeys and owners here at Parx on Let'sGoRacingParx.com this week. And Michael at 40%, Jamie Ness leading the country in wins, Paco Lopez leading the country in wins. So a lot of good stuff going here.
Yeah, great article. Get caught up on where everyone is stacked up at Parx. You want to catch Dick's article this week, but we're going to go to our final break. When we come back, Eye on Racing and Parx picks. Lots coming up you don't want to miss. We'll see you on the other side.
Some call you the Sultan of Slots. Others, the Baron of Baccarat. The rest, just Meemaw.
I'm tapped in, I'm tapped in.
But no matter who you are, you know there's always another way to win on the Bet Parx app. New casino users score up to $1,000 bonus back in their first 24 hours. Shake those pearls, Meemaw.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parx Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at Parx is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania Horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
All right, we're back on Let's Go Racing for a fun last segment. Ion Racing, Saratoga's back in the mix.
They are. Belmont Oaks today at Saratoga. They're there for the weekend, and then the regular meet will start up. Jersey Girl Stakes at Monmouth Park. Precious Avery, who won this race 2 years ago, is back to try it again. Indiana Derby, little cold battle. Maybe possibility some horses we might see here in September at the Indiana Derby.
Lots to bet on today for Ion Racing. Well, let's get to Parx picks. We're going to take a look at Monday's 7th race. This is a loaded PA bred allowance race. It almost came up as a stakes race. Who do you like here?
Yeah, Maximus Meridius, if he's on his game, he's going to win. He's also going to be 3 to 5.
Yeah, look, I love him as well, but I'm going to go for Grandma Ding Dong, the number 3. Dexter Haddock and him are just in quite a groove, and hopefully they can work out a trip and stay off the pace. Look, we have a horse in here as well. Z-Storm is coming. He's doing great, but he just broke his maiden, so this is going to be a big ask. We hope he'll take a step forward, but we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. Look for this. A good race on Monday for sure.
And we had Danny Velasquez on Gate to Wire this week. What a fun discussion that was with Bruce and I. We just talked about horse racing, what it was like in the Kentucky Derby. Danny's always so fun to talk to.
Yes, he is.
And I had a first this week.
Yes, you did.
In Wednesday's 10th race, my 2 horses almost dead heated. Financial Strength, the baddest horse in the barn. He does get the win over Nicole's King, and I just rooted for my boys because I love them both, and it was just so cool to see my blinkers and my silks coming down the stretch together.
Holiday Luck Racing Exacta 323. Danny, why didn't we have that?
Oh, so painful. Well, I hope everybody has a great 4th of July weekend. Come spend racing with us. We're back here Monday at Parx, 12:40 post time. Thanks for watching DJ and I, and we'll catch you next time on Let's Go Racing.
Off and racing in the Bet Parx Pennsylvania Derby in a flawless beginning, and seize the ray. He's going to seize the day in the Pennsylvania Derby. Here comes Thorpedo Anna, a 16th left to go. Thorpedo Anna, the Grizzly has the heart of a lion. Thorpedo Anna gets the win, a narrow victory in the cotillion.